Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. That's me, Debsy. Boop, boop. Okay, everybody, happy Saturday, and welcome to the very first Binge Club with Debsy. Ooh, that's me. So anyways, once again, thank you to Kristen Burns for coming up with the idea for these shirts, making them, executing them, and bringing them to life. She is the best. So listen, I did this whole thing before, getting ready to put it on iMovie. I deleted it, so this is my second take. So I'm going to go through some of my thoughts on Under the Banner of Heaven. Under the Banner of Heaven, it was on Hulu, 7 parts. I thought they were all going to be out at the same time. They were not. The last episode was on this past Thursday. So Under the Banner of Heaven, it is based on the 2003 true crime novel of the same name by Jon Krakauer, bestseller. It took 10 years to get to the small screen. It was created by Dustin Lance Black, who also was the screenwriter on Milk, who won a 2009 Academy Award for Best Screenplay for Milk. So, what's this about? Well, the story is set in Utah, and there is a double murder in a very prominent family within the Mormon community. So Brenda Lafferty and her 15-month-old daughter are found dead. Now, the first thought is, well, it's the husband because he's covered in their blood. But I'm not going to give any spoilers away. It's not that easy. So let's bring in my dream lover number 2, Mr. Amazing Andrew Garfield. He plays Jeb Pyrie, and Jeb Pyrie is a very devout Mormon who is assigned to the case. And we come to find out very quickly that this is not going to be cut and dry, and there's a lot going on here. Let me just tell ya, if I were Brenda and I got a hold and I met that family, they gave me the creeps. The Lafferty family in the show is described as the Kennedys of Utah. Like, they're very prominent, and so there's a lot going on here. I mean, it's not just a regular true crime story. They have the murders, but then we come to find out there is a list of other families within the Mormon community that are on this list for blood atonement. So if they stand in the way of these brothers, you're on the list. So there's that. We also are dealing with Jeb Pyrie, this murder, and everything he finds out about what's going on behind the scenes in this community, in this religion, makes him question his faith. So there's that. There's a lot to unpack in this. So what did I like about this? There were some things I liked. There were some things I did not like. One of the things that I did really like was the cast. It's a safe bet to say that I'm never going to say that I don't like Andrew Garfield in something. And this was no exception. I mean, I really enjoyed him in this. He was very even mannered. Like, when he would sit down and talk with some of the brothers in this Lafferty family, he would call them brother, and he was very even keeled and very, very mild mannered. Enter in his partner, played by Gil Birmingham. His partner is, I think his name is Bill Tava. And he comes in, and he is a Native American. He is one of, I think, the only people in this community who is not Mormon. And I liked the banter. I liked the banter between them. Whether it was friendly banter or whether it was like near the end when he was really, holding him to his shit and was like, listen, we gotta get on this because I want people to die. So I liked the two of them together. I also liked, who was it? Sam Worthington as one of the brothers, as Ron Lafferty. He was good. And even better, I thought, was Wyatt, the guy who played Dan Lafferty, which is Wyatt Russell. He was a psycho. He's a very good psycho. But I did enjoy the cast in it. I also thought Daisy Edgar Jones, who was recently in Fresh with Sebastian Stan. I thought she was very good as Brenda Lafferty, and she was a woman that was coming into this Lafferty family, and she was a woman who had a voice and who wasn't just gonna, sit by and be this wallflower who just takes everything and just, she wasn't gonna have any of it. She was the one who wanted to go and keep working and she went to school for journalism, for like broadcast journalism, and she wanted all that. She really didn't want to like give up and be, just a second class citizen in her own marriage. I liked her in this. And so the cast, I really did enjoy them a lot. There's another thing that made this not feel like a normal true crime miniseries or TV show or movie. And that was the flashback, like the historical flashback. If one of the brothers that they were interviewing would say something, they would then counter it with something in history, in the Mormon history, that related to it. And I thought that was interesting just because I myself, I don't know anything about Mormon history or anything like that. I will tell you, I am very fascinated by like cults and things of that nature. I don't know why. I find it to be very interesting. But and this is not me saying that the Mormon religion or FDLS is a cult. I'm not saying that at all. So don't anybody come for me. But I thought it was very interesting sometimes when they did that. That made it feel kind of fresh and different from your run-of-the-mill true crime. So I enjoyed that at times. I also I thought that the music and the musical score complemented the feeling of this miniseries. And something interesting that I found out about that the score was actually written by a member of Pearl Jam. Jeff Ament from Pearl Jam wrote it. It's his very first time writing music for a show. I thought he did an excellent job. I also liked the women in the story. And when I say that, there were two women. There was Brenda Lafferty, played by Daisy, I just said her name, Daisy Edgar Jones, and then Diana, who was played by Denise Gog, it's Gough. I thought they did a very good job. And because there was like a sisterhood between them, and I don't want to go in and give a lot of this away in case anybody's going to watch it, but the two of them developed like a sisterhood because there was, what was his name? Oh, which one? Ron Lafferty. At first, like Ron and Diana seemed to be like the ones that were kind of not on the outside of the family, but they didn't seem like they were the ones that were that like deeply entrenched in it as everybody else. They seemed to be the ones who could maybe forgo some of the rules. But then but that changed. That changed for him. That changed for Ron. And there was some DV and some abuse by him on her part, on Diane's part. And she kicked him out, and then she left and she ran. And she kept in touch with Brenda, and they were there supporting each other, even though it was through the mail. And I liked that. I liked the fact that they were strong females in this family where the females weren't supposed to be anything but submissive to their husbands. And I liked that. I liked that a lot. That was maybe one of my favorite parts of the whole show. I mean, outside of Andrew Garfield, of course. And that shower scene with Andrew Garfield, the very first one. I know, wasn't I like, oh my God, do we get to see an Andrew Garfield shower scene? Pan down further on him. Girl, you know they didn't. So anyways, that's another part I liked. Andrew Garfield in the shower, thank you. But back to that, I enjoyed the sisterhood that was developed between the two of them. And then eventually, I'm not going to let on who, but eventually another wife in the family sees, hey, this is bullshit that I get treated like this. So I'm not going to say. But those are the things I liked about it. Some of the things I didn't like about it. While I did enjoy the historical flashbacks at times, there were other times that it just muddied the water too much. And it was like, I mean, it's too much. Sometimes it was too much. At first, whenever they were doing the flashbacks, and I know even Kristen had said, I don't know about these flashbacks, but I see that some of the flashbacks to when Brenda was alive and when Brenda had first come into the family, I can see where you needed that. But sometimes the historical flashbacks, as interesting as they could be, sometimes they hindered it and were a little muddied the waters a little too much. I'm going to say it right now. Episode 2, another thing that I hated was episode 2. Episode 2 made me really question whether I was going to continue watching this. Kristen, Micah Judy Kristen had sent me a message saying, are you triggered and are you too triggered by this? And I was like, what are you talking about? I thought, what are you talking about? But then I watched it, and in the second episode, there were two instances of animal abuse of a dog, and I know that dogs were not harmed during the making of this. However, I just did not even like the inference or the implication. I didn't even watch any of that. Like, I left the room and I muted it. I did not enjoy seeing it at all. So I didn't watch it. So that made me question whether I was going to watch it or not. I continued to watch it. I did not like that. I just am an animal person, and I especially love dogs, and I just could not even stand the thought of that. So that I hated. Also, it was a very dark subject matter, and it could be triggering, but just the whole look of the film at times was too dark visually. I'm not a real big fan of really, really dark movies. I get it's a story about double murders and you can't have it be run, like shot in like neon pink and stuff. However, sometimes it's a little too dark. And lastly, and the one thing that I thought was an add-in that maybe it was because there was too much going on. I kind of didn't understand why his mother was in it. Like, Jeb Pyre's mother was living with his family, and while there was a nice sweet scene at the end, I just didn't know if that needed to be in there. Now, if anybody can give me a little let me in on maybe why she was in the movie, why the whole story of the whole storyline of the mother was in there. Let me know, because I'm not real deep. If you didn't know, I'm not real deep as far as like catching little things. So I don't know. I felt like that was just like something they threw in, because like I said, there was a lot going on, and it maybe like in the middle, everything that was in it was confusing me somewhat. It was a lot going on. Sometimes it seemed like there was just a lot going on, maybe too much going on. But at the end, I thought at the end it was tied up. It was tied up well. Like Andrew Garfield's character, Jeb Pyrie, got it together, got his head on straight, and was like, "This is what's gonna happen. Here we gotta go. We gotta go here, there, there." And it wrapped up good. But now, if I'm rating this on a scale of 10, I would probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8, because there was more that I liked than I didn't like. I'm glad that I picked it to be our first one, because once again, I love Andrew Garfield. And as I found out from before I even started watching this, Andrew Garfield had said in a interview with one of these late night talk shows, one of these late night hosts, he was talking about Under the Banner of Heaven, and he said that he is a slut for true crime. So he enjoyed doing it. That's what she said. So I hope everybody, if you watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. And please, if you watched it, please let me know what you thought about it. I would love to have a conversation in the comments. And what I liked, somebody else might have hated, but what somebody else, what I hated, somebody else might have loved. So you never know. I would love to hear what you have to say. Let's have a conversation in the comments. Don't forget, for June, our TV show that we're watching for this the Binge Club with Deb C. I just love this shirt. Is Heartstopper on Netflix, and I believe there's maybe 7 or 8 episodes. They're all like half an hour, maybe a little over half an hour. So everybody, if I didn't tell you yet, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there, because, as I like to say every day, it can be a shit show. We all need love and all of that. I don't know what love and all of that is. And everybody, happy Pride Month. Please remember, love is love. We're all humans. We all deserve love and to be loved. So everybody have a great day, and I love you guys. Bye.